This morning, we continue our special series, Kindness 101 with Steve Hartman, sharing stories that are built around themes of kindness and character and the people who have mastered those qualities. This morning's lesson is redemption. Steve and his kids show us how messing up and having everything to lose showed one man what he had to gain.
Good morning.
Welcome to class.
This is my daughter, Meryl, and today we're going to discuss
redemption.
To find out what it means, let's go over to your brother Emmett at the dictionary desk. Emmett?
So redemption has a rather simple definition. It's basically just a second chance.
Yeah, it could mean making up for a mistake. When I was a kid, I stole something from a store, and for years it bothered me. So as an adult, I wrote a letter to the company and sent them money for what I'd stolen. I was seeking redemption.
You've done so many other great things in your life.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But you know, I once did a story about a guy who did something much worse, but did something much greater to redeem himself. So let's turn now to my archive of real life lessons and pull off the shelf a dramatic tale of redemption.
I'm gonna take you down to my old neighborhood.
For 31-year-old Jermaine Wilson of Leavenworth, Kansas, going back to his childhood is a bad trip.
Yeah, I used to sell a lot of drugs there, right there in apartment 4.
He started using at age 11, was in juvenile detention by 15, and in the maximum security wing at Lansing Correctional by 21. And it was here that this convicted drug dealer came to the most important realization of his life.
If I don't change, it's either going to be two things that's going to happen. I'm either going to spend the rest of my life in prison or dead in a casket.
You could have never imagined the third option.
No, not at all. We want to welcome you to our city commission meeting.
Jermaine became the mayor of Leavenworth, Kansas.
Motion carried 5-0.
It's a transformation he credits to God, education, and volunteer work. After prison, he became a community activist and got his felony record expunged, paving the way for a political run.
A lot of politicians decide to run for office and then go to prison.
I know.
You're doing it the other way around. What are the advantages?
There's this quote that I always go by. You'll never know what you are until you've encountered what you are not. I experienced being someone that I wasn't created to be. And when I tried the opposite, I succeeded. You can be what you want to be.
Yes, I can.
Today, Jermaine couldn't be more opposite. The school district that once had him expelled now welcomes him back with open arms.
Jermaine Wilson.
I'm the community outreach coordinator.
He also works for a nonprofit that helps ex-cons find and keep good jobs.
That's good.
And of course, he has his mayoring duties. All made possible, he says, by the gift of incarceration.
That's why I'm here, because if that wouldn't have happened, I would have never had the time to think. I would have never had an opportunity, to build a relationship with God.
Mm-hmm. So you suggest prison?
No, I don't suggest prison. But one thing I tell you, we all go through a time in our life where we hit rock bottom. When you're at rock bottom, there's only one other place to go, and that's up. Meeting adjourned.
Jermaine Wilson joins us now. Hello, Jermaine.
How you doing, sir?
We're doing great.
Are you still mayor?
I'm currently serving as the mayor pro tem. I'll serve as the mayor next year. I just actually won my re-election.
What was the first step in your path to redemption?
First off, I had to recognize that, that I had some issues. I had to change up my mindset. I started writing out things that I wanted to accomplish in my life.
I was telling the kids earlier about a time when I stole something and years later paid the money that I owed the store. And it felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulder. Did you have that same feeling when you finally had redemption?
Yes, and I feel it every day because your heart has changed, your mindset has changed.
Do you want to be president someday?
No, ma'am. I just want to continue to serve my community.
What about any higher office?
At this particular time, I have no desire for any higher office.
That's what politicians say when they are going to run for higher office.
No.
I've heard it said many times, Jermaine.
No.
Were you always this joyful, or is this a byproduct of your redemption?
Back then, I always liked making people laugh, but it was doing it in the wrong way. Now, I have everlasting joy and peace.
We can see that on you. Thank you so much for joining us, Jermaine.
Thank you, Mr. Steve Hartman.
Jermaine says you never know what you are until you've encountered what you are not. And if you've ever felt guilty about something, that is you encountering what you are not. And it's important to listen to that feeling. That's what I hope you guys take from this, and you too. We'll see you next time.
Until then, stay kind.
Every week, Jamie, I go, that's my favorite one, that's my favorite one. And then he does something like that.
And now this is your favorite
yes, Jermaine Wilson with that megawatt smile.
Yes, oh my gosh.
Nice.
I love that he's the mayor and that he won re-election.
I do too.
Yeah.
I love too when Steve was talking about stealing something, the way Meryl was looking up like, you did that, Dad? Redemption. And I like that Meryl says he does not recommend going to prison.
Yeah.
Let's all avoid that.
I think that's a good idea.
That's good advice. We'll be right back.